Good afternoon. Welcome to today's webinar on how to drive better customer experiences with Salesforce AI agents and CDW. I'm Kim Johnson with the CDW Solutions and Services Marketing team. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention a few quick housekeeping items. One, we will save time for Q&A. So if you have questions, please drop those in the chat throughout the presentation and we'll talk through them at the end. And after the webinar, you'll be prompted to complete a short survey. It's going to open automatically in your browser. If you wouldn't mind, it's just a few quick questions. We'd really appreciate your feedback. And now, without further ado, CDW's own Jenna Trunzo, take it away.
Great. Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We're excited to talk to you some more about CDW and Agentforce and how it can drive better customer experience. I'm Jenna Trunzo, as Kim said. I'm the Salesforce Practice Manager here at CDW. And with me is Michael Sieber. Michael, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Thanks, Jenna. She said, my name is Michael Sieber. I lead the portfolio and pre-sales team across a variety of digital practices here at CDW, which includes the Salesforce team. And it's great to be here.
Awesome. So, Michael, before we get started here, we're going to talk about this whole new wave in AI, right? Agentic AI. And I want to just kind of pause for a second and ask you, have you ever considered what you would look like as an AI agent?
Well, I'm a little bit curious now, to be honest. So
yeah, well, I have a surprise for you.
I guess so.
I have a surprise. There you go. That's what you look like. So there you have it. It's a spitting image of us, don't you think?
Well, I would say I'm wearing the glasses, right? So I am a bit blind as a bat at times, but so far I've resisted actually diving into real glasses, except for these Amazon cheapos. But they work.
Yeah. Well, I had to have you have glasses because I have to wear glasses all the time. And it just looked cooler if we both had glasses on our avatar. So you're going to just nerd out with me here today. So
hopefully it makes me look smarter. Thank you. All right, I'm going to take us through the agenda here really quickly. And look at us. We're already a sixth of the way through because we're through the introductions.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to take us into a little bit of an overview of CDW and our Salesforce practice. Oftentimes, when folks think of CDW, they don't think of a Salesforce practice. Then talk a little bit about Agentforce and what that is and kind of where it came from. And then to the point of this webinar in particular, like what we've characterized as the 6 must-knows of Agentforce for driving a better customer experience. However, we strongly feel that before you venture down that path into, well, frankly, any agentic AI or Agentforce in particular, how are we from a security standpoint, right? What's the security posture, how your data, et cetera? So we're going to talk about that. And then, as Kim said, we'll end with a thank you and some Q&A.
Great.
Okay, so, and then just advance to the next slide. So, there's an old adage in marketing that the brand is in the eye of the consumer or the mind of the consumer. So when you think of CDW, like, what does that brand mean to you, right? For most people, services around cloud, automation, DevOps, software development, and cloud business platforms such as Salesforce, for example, that's not what comes to mind, right? However, CDW kind of looked at that and said, well, we understand our customers' needs to grow and to scale, so CDW has grown and scaled as well. So even though CDW has been around for 40 years, we started out as a very small business. We've grown into one that's dedicated to the technology needs of organizations, all sizes, across all sectors, right? And in that more than 40 years, we've dedicated ourselves to customers such as yourselves, supporting your technology needs, no matter how big or small. So then we've been adapting to those needs as the industries and the market has changed. So reflective of that strategy, you see on the slide, and it's somewhat intentional, that somewhat of a hockey stick curve to the upper right there, especially as you look at the acquisitions that have been taking place over the last 8 to 10 years, right? This is strategic growth that represents a significant expansion, not just to serve our clients, but in the different areas that we've been diving into with those acquisitions. So whether it be IGNW back in 2020, which was a cloud services organization, Aptris for ServiceNow, Focal Point, Security, Sirius, include a number of digital and cloud capabilities, including a Salesforce practice, right? Each of those organizations representative leaders in their respective areas, and has really helped form the foundation for CDW's strategic direction. I'd like to say, some would say that this is not your grandmother's CDW. Next slide. Now, you combine that tremendous technical expertise, that vast array of capabilities, offering, seamlessly to our clients with our also deep industry expertise, focus on your specific industry, right? And that true breadth and depth of experience, scale, relationships, right, gives us the ability to operate across those industries, and we think makes CDW very unique, right? We can tap into experts that bring subject matter expertise from an industry perspective, healthcare, retail, finance, manufacturing, etc. And we can tap into those experts from a technology perspective to really help drive most effectively to your business outcomes. So you can see a number of those different industries represented here. And finally, we want to brag just a little bit, because not only do we think we're extremely deep with technology and broad in terms of our industries, but we're a great place to work, right? As an industry leader, we continue to push the envelope when it comes to IT excellence, but we've also received a number of awards across a variety of segments, kind of recognize the corporate culture that exists at CDW. And why we think this is important is because we try and bring that same point of view and culture to our customers when we deliver on those projects across the industries and the technologies that we have. So we're really proud of a lot of these awards, because I think it's reflective of, again, not just CDW, but how we work with our clients. Okay, all that to say, well, that's great, but do you guys have a Salesforce practice? So just a couple of quick words here. Yes, we do, right? Largely, I mentioned it earlier, Sirius was one of those acquisitions that we did. So that's where this came from. And by the way, that acquisition was done in 2021, although Sirius had been delivering Salesforce practice solutions for a number of years before that. There are a lot of words on this slide, but suffice to say, right, we're offering solutions in the Salesforce area, whether it be consulting, right, to help you set that roadmap. What cloud makes sense for you? How does that interact with other platforms within your organization? Professional services then to deliver on those services. Security, again, we're going to hit that at the very end, because security is paramount to everything that we do, especially before you dive into AI and Agentforce. All right, so the security services with that from a Salesforce perspective. And then once that's all done, managed services to ensure that the lights are kept on, or we're being responsive, proactive, and reactive support services